Welcome everyone to this lovely Sunday afternoon. Hello, welcome. Okay, so, well, as usual, I'll give a short introduction on what this is about, and then everyone is welcome to say something or ask something or to not say something at all. So whatever happens is whole and complete. And we'll have a break as usual, and then we would meet again here. So, well, all there is what seems to be happening, and that's naturally whole and complete. It's this. There isn't anything else than what seems to be happening. And the thing is that this is real and unreal. On the one hand, it is something, undeniably, it's whole, total, complete, while at the same time it's unreal. It's empty of reality. It's empty of meaning. It's empty of being something. So that's what real and unreal means. It's just this. All the things that the person dreams about, liberation, fulfillment, being on a path, time and space, so to speak, they don't exist as such. There is no time, there is no one on a path, there is no space, there is no real world. There's an appearance, it's an appearance. And this I, this sense to be a separate something, is the only illusion. It's the one and only illusion. That's what's meant when I say that there is no one. This sense to be a separate something in the body, that's, it's not made out of something. It's not someone. It's not real as such. And all the seeking that comes out of this impression to be a separate self is part of that illusion. They just go together. Me and seeking go together. And what the me is usually trying to do is to find a solution within its world. I need to find an answer. I need to arrive. I need to have an experience of fulfillment. So the me is seeking for something within a dream. It's seeking for something real within an illusory world, which is the personal world. And of course, that's doomed to fail. The me can't succeed. And again, it can't succeed because it's not real in the first place. And all the things that it's looking for are just imaginary. They're fantasies. Personal fulfillment, total understanding, absolute love, absolute freedom, as something that I can experience, as something that I can become aware of. And the good news is that all those things aren't needed. Well, not all those things, actually this one thing, namely that I become aware of.
Andreas, you said before, for you there wasn't a clear point when it ended.
Yes.
So it was just hard to say when the illusion apparently vanished.
Yeah. And there is no one. That's not really the point anyway.
I think the thing is because the me's looking for an ending, it wants a distinct point where it knows, okay, that's the end.
Yes. Yeah.
there is some, when it is said there is no one, there is something existing, but it doesn't have, it isn't separate, and it doesn't have its own substance.
Yeah. So, yeah, is there then something that exists? That's already doesn't make sense. Something which doesn't have any substance. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, because when it is said that it is empty, it is like wall is empty of wall substance. Chair, is it like that?
Yeah, one could say so.
Chair is empty of chair substance.
Yes. Yeah.
In that sense, that is appearance.
In
Because
that
it
sense,
is
yeah.
empty of that, it is only appearance.
Yes.
It is something and it is
Nothing. Yeah, at the same time, exactly. No, this message is not denying us sitting together in this room, but it's also not confirming it.
Yeah. Because it confuses me sometimes. I hear as if you say that there is no like a blank, like nothing. So
No, the surprise is that this is non-existent.
Yeah.
While it is, it isn't. But I know the person will create the image of another reality. Okay, if this is not existing, there's a black screen or what? No.
So when there is that contradiction, it is and it isn't. It's end of that moment when you can understand it.
It can't be understood.
It can't be understood. Yeah.
It can't be experienced.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, the person will always be torn between those things because it regards them as opposites or even contradictions. I mean, in a way, that's the biggest contradiction for the person, presence and absence.
Yeah.
Two things, and the person is in the middle, feeling torn towards those, or life and death. The person would say, that's the biggest difference at all, if I'm there or if I'm not there, as if those are two separate aspects. And the person tries to unite them. It's kind of in the middle, separate in the middle. And how can I bring this together? How can I bring sitting in a room together with this not existing?
Yeah.
And it's impossible. But the good news is that this person is an illusion.
Because instantly when you say, for example, you're not sitting on a chair, I feel like relief because of that contradiction. It looks and everything, but it's not.
Yes.
That's not me, which like.
Yes. Yeah, it's instantly free.
Yeah.
It's instantly free. Yeah.
So the person is the illusion, me, and it's just in its own illusion.
Only, exactly.
Not more than that. It's just, it's only without a person, that's not possible anymore, let's say.
Seeking, you mean?
Seeking.
Yeah, the person and seeking are the same thing. And it just circles around itself.
So it does not matter, it can be seeking in your words, let's say.
Yeah.
But it's circling around itself.
It's seeking in those words, or seeking in making money, or seeking in personal progress. That's all the same. It's always the same dynamic.
But it's maybe, let's say, normally it sees in the world, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
You can go traveling and go on, you have to see different places and so, adventures. And then it feels like the seeking, since I met you, let's say, that the seeking is shrinking.
Yeah, that's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's possible that the seeking dynamic itself kind of runs out. Yes.
But see also that the desperation is coming more.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's usually hidden under all the seeking. I mean, usually the me doesn't know how desperate it actually is because it's constantly doing things, it's constantly distracting itself in the end to cover up one's own desperation of separation and feeling separate and feeling lost and all those things. So it's possible that if the capacity to seek becomes less, that then this desperation comes out. Or it becomes more obvious. Yeah. It's very, very easy to cover that up. For example, by living in non-dual concepts or something. The me can easily hide in conceptual thinking and think that it already understood something and stuff like that. Just to not face its own experience of self. Yeah.
So it's always also goes together with time. Why the person searching for freedom, say when I'm when I have my pension, nobody will follow me and say me what to do anymore. So I have time for myself.
Yeah, time for yourself.
Time for something.
Time for a more relaxed way to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for most people, retirement is a bit like enlightenment, just in society. When I'm retired. Or enlightenment is something like spiritual retirement.
We don't have to work anymore.
Exactly. When I'm enlightened, I don't have to meditate anymore and seek and think about all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and as I said, it's always time bound. There's always this more promising future. And it's always the same hope. When it will be like this and this, then I can finally be a free and happy me. Yeah, and it never comes. It never comes. It's just chasing a fantasy. And as we said yesterday, most people, they just live from weekend to weekend or from coffee break to coffee break. So they seek themselves through life, still hoping that at the end there'll be the big break, not just another coffee break.
But does it make sense to face the desperation?
Well, it doesn't make sense to face it, but I think when it's there, there's no need to push it away. Well, you can't turn it into another method in terms of, okay, now I'm consciously facing the desperation. Then it's not real desperation anymore.
No.
As long as you can still do something about it, it's not worse enough.
But are you not facing the illusion then?
Well, as I said, it needs to happen by itself, but it can be quite interesting to have this whole thing right in your face without the possibility to escape from it anymore. I mean, that's what usually this dynamic is doing. It's trying to escape itself. It's trying to escape how it actually feels to be a me by seeking, by distracting itself. So one could almost say, then yeah, be it totally and see if it's really that bad.
Yeah.
if it really harms anything, even this deep desperation, does it do anything? Is there someone who's really harmed by them? Can it really kill someone? Because that's the fear of death is of course part of it. But there is no one who can do facing it. And it's not needed. That's the other thing. It could just collapse like that. But if it's happening, because I mean, the whole thing is a dream, that there is someone, that it's so painful, that it's unbearable. This feeling, not just as a concept, this feeling of I can't bear it, this will kill me. Yeah, really. It's literally an illusion. Is the hell really that bad? Well, the other way around would be, is heaven really that good? Not really.
Andreas, I don't know if this is a bit of a silly thing to ask, but the body doesn't have an awareness of itself.
Well, apparently it does.
Well, the brain's aware of what it's doing by picking up a glass of water.
Yeah, but there's also a kind of a body awareness.
The body's aware that
it is
happening.
Yes.
Without me.
Yes, but only apparently. It's not real then. So there is no real awareness about there being a body. It's just what seems to be happening. Yeah, the only thing that would give it the feeling of reality would be the me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but of course, this can say, well, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sitting here. There's just no one having the experience of it. But yeah, I can feel my legs and yeah.
The illusion of this can only be, it seems real, and it can only be experienced as an illusion from the non-dual side.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the me itself can't experience itself to be an illusion. Not at all. That's the contradiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because the me would, so to speak, say, I want to really see that I'm not real. No,
No.
no. So there's no possibility to see through that illusion in the way that the me thinks about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
So in Buddhistic teaching, there's a saying about dropping off body and mind, but that's just what they saying, that is dropping the me or falling away. Is that similar expression? Again, the saying dropping off body and mind, is that just what you say, there is no me? Or when you say there's nothing as to drop?
Yes, exactly. I think that's just a personal idea. I mean, the funny thing with all those personal teachings, we don't know, but of course the origin could be what we talk about here, because of course we do say there is no real body, and there is no real mind. So maybe someone who hears that thinks, okay, if I want to realize that, how am I supposed to do that? Maybe if I get rid of the body or mind as an experience. But usually then it's about finding out that I'm the awareness or something.
Yeah, something that I can experience.
Exactly. That I can experience that I'm not the body and not the mind. And what's being said here is a bit different. You don't exist. And body and mind are what seems to be happening. Or you can't get rid of something that's not real in the first place. So even all those ideas of I have to get rid of that, I have to get rid of the thoughts, I have to get rid of problems, or something is trying to get rid of something that's not substantial in the first place. So the me trying to get rid of thoughts, it really thinks that there are real thoughts in the first place. And there aren't.
The realness is that the me is thinking the thoughts. Me is producing the thoughts.
Exactly. Which in a way, one could almost say for certain thoughts, that's even true. Because of course, when there is seeking, a lot of thoughts about how can I become fulfilled, how can I become enlightened, happen. But again, the idea is, or the dream is, that there is a real me producing those thoughts. They just happen as a whole. The moment there's the illusion to be someone, there is seeking in how can I become fulfilled, how can I be enlightened, and then suffering from those thoughts. And again, what the me would try to do is to escape the symptoms of seeking. I would be free if I wouldn't have those thoughts anymore. Impossible, because they go together. But yeah, since the me has collapsed here, apparently in the story, I never suffered from the idea, from the question why I'm not enlightened yet. So the me collapsed, this whole way of thinking collapsed. But in a way automatically, not because I stopped producing those thoughts, because I'm more aware now or something. It just and I think one can, maybe it's a story, but maybe one can see this in many spiritual teachings, that they somehow have a taste of that, and then of course personalize it.
also like mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Observe the thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the same. I do.
So when you say personalize it, that's like when you think I did that and that happened, so that which I did leads to that experience. Is that personalizing?
Yeah, the assumption, yeah, that there's a me who was consciously or unconsciously doing things.
Yeah.
It seems like the main goal of all teaching is basically to get rid of all thinking and thoughts.
Yes.
And meditation, mindfulness, all those exercises, all focus on that.
Yeah, in the end, yes. For oneself to become free. Because I think that's where the me feels the deepest imprisonment.
Yeah.
Thoughts and feelings, one's own body. Yeah. And that's the attempt. I would be free if I wouldn't have those thoughts. I would be free if I wouldn't get angry or yeah. It's actually always the same. All those teachings are, it's always the same dynamic and it's almost boring. It's exactly. And they always come up with a new concept. Or they invent new names for it, but it's basically always the same about how necessary, how to get rid of thoughts and feelings.
Basically all the same in new code.
Exactly. Exactly. Like it said in the Bible. There is in the Bible, I don't know, old wine in new, I don't know in English. That's
old wine in new.
Yeah, that's all the personal teachings since 2000 years. They actually don't produce anything new. It's always the same stuff. How can I become free from thoughts and feelings in the end?
Don't you think it's also amplifying the sense of me?
Yeah.
All those exercises and all effort people put in all those.
At least it confirms it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in a way, yeah, the me is doing it. And there seem to be little successes, but it never really works. So it confirms I'm wrong, I'm separate. And this can lead to desperation. Again and again. I mean, the me usually is crashing every few weeks and months about, I don't manage and I'm giving my best and it doesn't work and I still have those fucking thoughts. And again, I got angry or whatever.
You see it on all levels, in the world outside spiritual, the self-glorification of the me.
It's the same.
But also.
Absolutely, it's not limited to the spiritual world. Or one could say the spiritual world is everywhere, the personal world. Yeah, totally. Totally. And yeah, it's full of it.
Yeah.
Self-glorification, which is the same thing in spirituality. It's just self-glorification. Yeah, absolutely. And so it doesn't really matter if me says, well, I'm enlightened, I transcended the world, or if someone said, I built this business, I was the one who got rich because I was working hard. And it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Is it possible to say, I don't know what I am? Just no.
No.
I come back.
Yeah.
I study English.
Apart from that, it's possible to say anything.
Yes. Just.
Mm.
So when you talk about real and unreal at the same time, is there any substance to reality?
No. Yes and no. There's no answer to
But
it.
if you say also at the same time,
That's the interesting
tricky,
part.
There's
Exactly.
no time existing.
Oh well, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's timeless actually. It's just this, it's simultaneous. Real and unreal are not two aspects. That's what's meant with at the same time. It's not in time or something. They're just simultaneous. It's real and unreal.
Time aspect, is that an appearance?
Yes. Yeah, because there is no real time. And I mean, that's just difficult. Even if we say it is real and unreal, the person will still hear this it. And then there is time and stuff. It's all in this it.
It's talking around you.
Exactly,
Around
exactly.
the time,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So searching in person, they go always together, they are not separated at all.
Exactly.
It's one and the same thing.
Yes. That's why me without seeking doesn't really exist. I mean, there are some teachers who suggest just give up the search. And there's just no one who can do that because the me and the search go together. Yeah, I was trying this so often because it sounded so easy and it sounded so logical. Oh, I should just stop seeking. Never happened. Yeah. The seeking ended when the me turned out to be an illusion.
The most spiritual practices, they serve the searching.
Yes?
They serving the searching. So I have a method and they canalize maybe even the searching.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's institutionalized seeking. Yeah. Yeah. So every me has its own religion, creates its own religion. Yeah.
But even within the religion, it creates its own religion.
Exactly, absolutely.
I'm realizing now that probably, for sure, I misunderstood the expression real and unreal, because it seems that when you say real, there is a reality, and not real, there is not a reality, and they are combined in a strange way, or they are simultaneously true, but probably you are pointing that it's not the addiction of two or the mixing of two, because there is not reality, not non-reality.
Yes.
So it's something beyond that it cannot be expressed in words. So that's why you say real and real. But at the end, to be real, we should have a reality. And to be not real, we should have another object, mental object or real object, which is not real.
Exactly.
So real and not real is not what I understood.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as you said, the me will still somehow be left with two realities. But actually, it's something completely ungraspable. Sitting in a room, simultaneously being real and unreal, simultaneously being something and nothing. This is something completely out of experience. This is, in that sense, a completely different reality than anything that can be imagined or understood. And at the same time, it's very direct. I mean, you know it, we talked about it. It's not some theory about how it really is, real and unreal. It's a very direct happening when this illusion collapses. It's the natural and vivid reality. Just is like that. And I liked your words, actually. It's simultaneously the distinct, it's simultaneously what is, while at the same time it's infinite, timeless. I would call this timeless then, and spaceless. Very directly. And the person is constantly struggling between those two. It's constantly lost within the reality of its problems and its world, and then having those lovely experiences in meditation and stuff, and they seem to contradict themselves always. Like that. When I don't think, it feels so lovely, but when I think, oh. And when this illusion collapses, it all falls together and becomes something that's completely ungraspable. And still, it's just this.
So it is not you saying a koan, a Zen koan, real and real, because
No.
that's the border of language. So you have to concede something with language, but at the end, it's not the opposition and it's not the meeting of the opposites. It's ungraspable, even for the language, it's not graspable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not, I don't know how you meant it, but it's not consciously talking in riddles, or it's in a way the best possible, from my view, the best possible description, apparently, about what's going on. Very directly, very simple. But like for the person, the whole life is like a koan, like an open question. This also happens in these meetings and me saying these words, but it's not doing so to be especially complicated or to make it sound very abstract or no, it's very, that's what we can say. It's real and unreal, something and nothing.
It came to my mind the metaphor, the theater, because the Hamlet is real and unreal, because there is an actor doing that. If we close the image to the theater, so it is true, Hamlet, it is real, acting as, but in the same moment there is an actor doing, which is.
There is no such thing as Hamlet at all. Never. At no point in the story there is a real Hamlet. Yeah.
So the illusion of the me is not that the me is fake. It's not attacked by the non-dual language to be considered as fake. Illusory and fake are different things. So you are not saying illusory as sign of a different word to say fake, because there is no fake.
There is no fake or wrong even.
Sorry?
Or wrong.
Or wrong.
I mean, the me here is, the me just doesn't want to be an illusion. It wants to be real, so it thinks it's a judgment. But no, it's just part of this neutral description.
Yeah.
And it's not fake or wrong.
So you are very sincere when you say there's nothing wrong, in the sense that there is no judgment of the appearance of something which is undivided with all there is.
Yes.
So how can be wrong something which is completely part of all the appearance
of what seems to be happening? Absolutely. And of course, the me comes here with this deep expectation that there is something wrong, that there is a problem. And in this context, it turns itself into the problem. But that's the intention and the expectation why it even comes here, to find out what's wrong and to get rid of it. But that's not part of this message or what I'm saying. That's not why I'm talking.
Changing to become a better version of itself that confuses with reading of itself.
Yes.
At the end of the reading of itself is a way to become better.
Become a better me. Yeah, if I can become a no me, that would be the best version of me. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, energetically denying what happens, and again denying the wholeness of what happens, which apparently includes the sense of being a me. Which altogether, again, is wholeness. Because this is the biggest contradiction, so to speak, to the person's idea of wholeness or of non-duality. That the experience to be a me and the feeling to be separate and to be on an absolutely futile task, on a futile mission, that this is what seems to be happening. And that this is the natural wholeness that we talk about. In the conceptual non-dual world of the me, this is, can't see that that's what we talk about. Because it looks at it, I'm still a me, I'm still seeking for no reason, this can't be it. That can't be what Andreas is talking about. But that's what seems to be happening. And all there is what seems to be happening. Like it or not, so to speak.
So to feel to be separated is perfection as well, to imagine not to be.
As what it is.
That's what it is.
As the feeling to be separate and the suffering from it. There's no attempt to make it okay. The person again would use this as an escape. Ah, thank God, seeking is also whole and complete. So I can just go on seeking happily, which usually ends after 2 hours after the meeting. The happiness in seeking. Yes, it is uncompromisingly whole and complete, exactly as what it is. Same thing. It's razor sharp, it's uncompromisingly what it is. At the same time, it's the infinite. Can't be comprehended at all. There's no space for someone to accept it, make friends with it, be okay with it, understand it. That would just be another futile task. Yeah. That's in a way how direct this is what we talk about. When I say this is it, the person still thinks that I'm somehow pointing to something. The me usually thinks, this would be it if I wouldn't be there. Then I would also see the same it than Andreas. No, this is it. What seems to be happening, exactly as it is. Without knowing it or understanding it or something. Also, when I say all there is what happens, the person usually thinks all there is what I understand that happens. But that's not what I mean. All there is very directly what seems to be happening. Yes.
How could the me change what is? Because it already is.
Exactly. Yeah, it can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It lives in this illusion, but it also can't change that. That it's living in this illusion. It's just, there is no one.
Sensation is just sensation. It's not Sophie's sensation.
Exactly. Yes, it's
No,
not owned by
No,
me. Yes.
Nobody.
So there is no becoming. There is no becoming, because it requires to be a point where it wasn't completely, was not there, and then starts and becomes, or when really stops to be. There is not such a path from nothing to being to nothing.
Yes, exactly. This whole thing doesn't happen as such.
When you say there is no time, you point to this.
Yes.
It's not like Einstein relativity stuff, but it's like
yeah, it's all just timeless, the timeless appearance. But also here one could say apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently there was no one, then apparently there was the illusion to be someone, and apparently that dropped. That's what seems to be happening. And at the same time, it's timeless. At the same time, there is no becoming, no losing of wholeness or becoming of wholeness. Also, real and unreal.
Last week, I discovered a sentence of philosopher Michel Foucault, and he wrote, there is no body, it's just a construction building of the mind. But to begin,
Yeah,
it's just intellect.
it has nothing to do. Yeah, exactly.
He suppose he think he
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There is no experience here of having become anything. What I, so to speak, was looking for my whole life. That didn't happen. And also, this apparent collapse of the illusion didn't bring this about. There is never any real becoming.
But it sounds, when you say the collapsing of illusion, it sounds like something happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I tried to say the apparent collapse of the illusion. But the person will just left with a feeling that something happened to someone. And an apparent happening can't be comprehended. There's just no possibility to understand what real and unreal liberation means. I know, and usually the me has both ways in terms of saying there is liberation and then adoring this idea of liberation, or to say, there is no such thing as liberation. It's all bullshit. No, no. Real and unreal liberation is ungraspable. And of course, unconsciously, the me will always attach some kind of becoming to it. Even if it understood or can repeat those words of, yeah, I know there is no one who became liberated, but the feeling unconsciously is that there is some kind of becoming and gaining something when I tell that story. But I mean, it doesn't matter what the me believes or doesn't believe anyway. It's living in an illusion anyway. So it lives with a misunderstanding. It sits here with a misunderstanding, and it will leave with a misunderstanding. No matter how clear I speak or unclear I speak, me will just be left in its world of I'm a me and I'll become something. I might even become a no me. A no me. Which will make me feel much better.
It's like a happening. Me is always looking as fast. Every one happening after the other. Constructional happenings.
Yes, like a collection of moments, a collection of experiences. That's what makes my life. That's the essence of my life. That's how me would see it, a collection of experiences. Yeah.
So they will not more than experiences. They will have more than experiences. They will all is real and unreal, making an experience of it.
Absolutely. It was all the time the wholeness that it's looking for, that it was assuming in the future. Yeah. It was all whole and complete. There was never anything missing. It was just chasing a fantasy. Yeah.
So, when you live in your own world, everything is separate and organized according to your own image about everything, right? So when you're looking at something, for example, I'm looking at you or at the wall, I'm thinking that I'm seeing the wall.
Yes. Well, you're not only thinking it, you seem to experience it.
Yeah, it's a lived reality, really.
Absolutely. That's how
that is not real.
Yes, exactly. Oh yes, for me, it's a felt, sensed reality that only consists of the feeling that it's real. Oh, the person would go to war for that. I'm here and there is a separate wall. The me then might maybe play around intellectually. Okay, when I don't have the story of a wall, maybe it's not a wall, or yeah, it's true, it's just molecules or something. But this basic energetic impression that there is something here and that there is a separate wall, it'll never go beyond that. It can never really question that.
But it seems to me like I don't believe it so much, but I live it. It's like
yeah, it doesn't matter what you believe because it's just your experience. Whatever you do or whatever you don't do, whatever you believe or whatever you don't believe, that's just how it feels. As long as there is this illusion to be someone. Until it collapses. Yeah.
Andreas, a few minutes ago you were talking with the gentleman there, and you answered, there is no. For the first time, I perceived the way I felt in the trap of language, because language is a fiction. So you say there is no, or there is no, and then me, like if me is an object, and the sentence denies the object. But in a way, there is no me is a phrase. The meaning is previous of the phrase.
Yes.
It's not composed by there is being no, and then this me which is not existing. But
yes.
The opposite of existing. No, there is no me is something that comes before. It's a whole thing.
Yes.
The non-existence of there isness. Meaningless.
Yes. It never came into existence. That's why some teachers, or I think the most famous one is Nisargadatta, he said, what we talk about here is before me, so to speak, before this illusion arose. Well, it never arose, but yes.
Because the reaction to the denial of the me, at least in myself, is like, no, because why you have to deny something that I feel? But
that
you are
is
saying
here.
that comes before, so you are not denying.
Exactly.
There is nothing to deny.
Absolutely. But you're completely right. That's how the me would perceive it, because it takes its existence as already given. So the me can only hear it as a denial. How can you say there is no one? I'm here. So the starting point of the me would be, I'm here, and now as if I'm adding an additional reality to that. I'm here, and now I should understand that I'm not here. No, it's before that. There is no one. This me was never real. It never came into existence in the first place as what it assumes itself to be. Sometimes I even say, oh yes, it's there as an illusion, but never as something that was really born, that really arose out of nothingness or fullness. Yes. Yes. And in that sense, it's also not talking to the me. I'm not talking to you as a me, trying to teach you that you don't exist. It's a completely different, well, level, if you want so. But yeah. Yes. That's the dream, that there is someone in the first place. Wow. Or that this me is a me in the first place. And that's neither logical nor provable, because there not being anything really is the uncaused natural reality. While again, the me, it's just what we talked about, would always find a cause for its existence. Its existence is already conditional, can be explained. Why are you here? Oh, because I'm aware of myself. There's already a path, a process. It's already in time. And therefore you can find explanations and causes. But before this whole dream even appeared, there is just inexperienced infinity, nothingness, wholeness, or whatever how you want to call it, ungraspableness. And us sitting together here is this ungraspableness. It's again not some abstract, weird, absolute reality that's somewhere separate from this. It is literally this. And the only thing which would experience it as something would be the me that says, I'm born out of that. But that never really happened. This birth is dreamt. And then, so to speak, there is really nothing. But not this dead nothing that the person is dreaming, not the black space or the empty screen or whatever. No, this turns out to be the ungraspable. Or the illusion of grasping just collapses. And it's not even ungraspable for someone. It's not that there is someone left. Oh, I can't grasp it. This whole attempt is already part of the dream. It's not an issue at all. Us sitting together in this room being ungraspable it doesn't need anything to know anything about itself. It doesn't have the slightest impulse to seek for its truth.
Because the sense of me, of I, is ungraspable too.
Absolutely.
It cannot grasp itself.
That
it thinks that it can.
That is already the illusion. I experience, I know about myself because I'm experienced myself. Oh no, it is ungraspable. It's already a dreamt grasping. Nothing is aware of its existence in that sense. It's really through and through an illusion. There is no awareness as such that is ever real. That is the fantasy. I am because I'm aware of myself. And then there are some teachings which would even say you can't understand what you are, you can only be what you are. Because the me can also understand that it can't really understand what it is even. But still it is left with this notion, but I exist. It can even go that far. Because when the me asks it, when you say, okay, when the me says, I'm pure awareness, and then it can even ask itself, okay, but what is awareness? It comes to the same, okay, I can't know what awareness actually is, but I am. And it can't go beyond that until it collapses.
And then you have to go to awareness of awareness and awareness of awareness of awareness. It's an infinite step back.
Exactly, that's
for the ground zero.
Exactly. But it's actually never stepping really back. It's just another personal experience, but that's how it feels then. So who's aware of being aware? Awareness. So the me will always be left with something that's aware of something. And with the illusion that, now I know, or now I see the bigger picture or something.
So what you say, you cannot be that, no? And did I hear that clearly? You said before, you cannot be that. It's impossible to be that.
No, well, I say, I would say,
it's impossible to be that.
Yes, we all are that, but we don't have an experience of being that. That's how the me would see it.
Yeah.
That's how the me would say, okay, if I am that, I should be able to consciously experience it. And that's the dream.
Andreas is nobody. All the group is nobody.
Yes.
And you speak to nobody.
Yes.
Just
like everyone, actually. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It just charged error because I'm looking. I want to understand sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing. I am nobody.
Yeah, that's
it's not possible to understand sense.
Exactly. Yeah, that's. You think you should understand what I say, but I don't even talk to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I found to understand. It's happening.
Yes. That's true, but it's also fine when it stops.
It's happening in
everywhere.
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 Yes, no limit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not in the wall, not in the room.
Yes.
So, some people can be crazy too.
Yes.
To try to understand.
Absolutely.
Really,
Totally. Some people can go crazy from seeking.
yes,
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah. I've heard, but I don't know if it's true, but I've heard there's a growing number of people getting crazy by trying to be in the moment. Of course, the more serious you take it, the closer you are to craziness, because it doesn't work. The more serious the seeking becomes, the closer it is to getting crazy. Which one can also see in religious fundamentalists. The more serious they take their stuff, the crazier it gets. And dogmatic and personal.
But even to speak about energy is too much. They say this is energy, it's also too much.
Well, it's just ungraspable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really too much, but yeah, it doesn't really, it can't be used by the
you
person.
cannot, language is not, it's lacking, Okay.
So when, let's say, a child from maybe 6 or 7 years old, that is already energetic in his me state, let's say, not questioning himself about it.
Well, it depends. I actually know people who started seeking for the meaning of life when they were 4 or 5. So there can be very deep existential questions even in that age. I know a few people who had them. I wasn't one of them. I was happy playing soldier, but can be. But there can also be, there is usually just seeking. I was more like seeking for pleasure in the world as a kid and becoming someone, becoming a pilot. And dreaming about being a pilot.
At the school, they're asking the kids, what are you becoming?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but usually they not only mean the profession, they will also mean what will make you someone.
Yes, I'm wondering why, let's say, non-dual circle, the serious one, the best one, the VIP of the most coherent speakers, are so, it seems to be now, very focused on a language that negates something, say no to something. But
that's a good question.
But now I feel that it is irritating, even because maybe it's not so necessary to negate something which doesn't exist. And I'm wondering why it happens like this, because it's very similar and coherent in some speakers, the appearance structure of language and concept. But why negate so much something that should be released from the beginning, because it is not so real?
Well, I think that's a very good question, and I could maybe give a long answer, because of course what I'm often accused of is of negating love and negating basically and wholeness and all that stuff. The thing is that that's my impression. What we talk about here is not a teaching at all. It's not a concept or something that I carry around. In the end, it boils down to this very direct communications that we have here. To me, this is not an official meeting where we discuss something. It's about you asking a question to this. And usually every question comes already from this position of the me. And the me is asking, very simplified, how can I become happy? And then there comes the negation. Then comes, there is no one. As a very direct answer to this question. And that's that's my impression, where these seeming negations come from, because basically it's constantly the me. Is there something like enlightenment?
Yeah.
No. Am I on a good path? No. Do you feel fulfilled, Andreas? No.
No.
But I understand. It's a yeah.
Is it my impression that you, in the last years, softened a bit this attitude in your language, I mean, to negate, and you are more in
Absolutely.
leaving the mystery going, soften a bit the negation attitude?
Absolutely.
It's my impression.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's in a very simplified terms, one could say, in a way, you need the illusion to go away for love and wholeness to grow. And I think that's what happens in my story. And I think that's what we are doing here in a way. Just get rid of what's in the way and then see for yourself. Because you can't teach wholeness. You can't tell everyone how great and beautiful and, well, that's what I thought at least. Maybe I'm wrong. And it's not that I consciously thought this through, but wholeness and fullness is the natural reality. That's there anyway. That's not something you can teach or need to teach. But to me, this message is way more or less a negation than the me hears it. And I know this softened here, and it's still softening. But maybe also because I see over the years more and more people who are just stuck in this, it's all nothing, it's of no value. And you see it on Facebook when people discuss each other. The moment someone says something nice, it's nothing. Which I really don't like anymore. But for me, it never was meant like that. But I think this seeming negation actually comes out of this very direct communications. But the me loves to turn it into a truth or this absolute truth, and suddenly everything is nothing. And nothing has any value, and that's crap, and that's bullshit, and that's bullshit. People still believe in religion, that's bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. Nothing is bullshit in that sense. Or people suddenly start hating gurus or something, the stuff they believed in 3 months before for their whole life. It's suddenly, it's not very, it has nothing to do with what we talk about here in that sense.
Is the response sort of undermining the question?
Say again?
The response from there, is it sort of undermining the question and the question?
Yeah, but not with an intention to do so.
No, there's no intention.
Absolutely, but it's exactly what we were talking about before. When I say there is no one, it's before the illusion. That's the undermining of it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's undermining the dream of separation. And I mean, usually people who are open, or you can see it, my impression is I see it at these meetings, that despite all those no, and despite all these struggles that the seeker has when hearing this message, often there is something very freeing and beautiful flowering out of it, which is very surprising often for the people themselves, because they thought they are struggling. But afterwards they feel relaxed and free and somehow more full. But I always thought I don't need to mention it. Let's just get rid of the problem. The rest you'll see for yourself. If you don't keep stuck in the negativity of your own me world. While on the other hand, I think there is no possibility to jump over that. But of course, I also think that's what makes people come back here, because it's not about everything being nothing and dead and useless. And I mean, the energetic implication is it's whole and complete. It's this, and it's free. And yeah, it's not all those things that the person dreams about what this is. But it goes way beyond. I can't be enlightened. I can't find anything. What a depressive message. Yeah. That's the dream. Exactly, that's the dream. There's something completely different that may become obvious energetically, not to someone or something. That what we talk about here isn't just a concept or an unreachable goal. Everything being free and whole and complete. And love in that sense, unconditional love. And that in a way we are that. Everything is that. Just not someone who needs to have an experience of that from this separate position and feel good about itself. That's way too tiny and unimportant and nothing. Yes.
Can you say that everything is what it is, only from no perspective, and from personal perspective, everything is something.
Yes and no. I would make it a bit more clear.
Yeah.
Seen from the personal experience, everything seems to be something.
Yeah.
It never becomes something. It remains nothing. But yeah, everything seems to be something.
Yeah, it is lived like it is something.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
And with from no perspective, everything is what it is.
So to speak, but for no one.
For no one, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And it's also really like touching to see that everything is different.
What do you mean? Oh, well, yeah, one could say so. I don't really know what you mean with touching, but because it can also be shocking, touching.
When something, when you're touched like
in a positive way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, it's touching that the prison isn't real. That the prison isn't real. And to live in this objectified reality is the prison. So when it turns out that this is a dream, this can be very touching. Oh, it's much more beautiful than I thought. Oh.
But the presence is much more presence in the body feels presence than intellectual presence.
Absolutely, that's what seems to be happening. A present and alive body.
Depends on all the conclusions and stuff, like storage, let's say, because this is body felt presence. When someone's awake in the morning, there's first thing is feeling.
Yeah, but now you're referring to the experience of presence, which is already separate from the body. And that's when the I would start to happen. This feeling, I'm here. Yeah. And then, of course, after a few moments, you remember who you are and why you are here. And, yeah. But what seems to be happening here is an alive body that has kind of a presence. I mean, here now, but there is no experience to be present. There is no me present in here. It's real and unreal.
But when you in the night, in the sleep, let's say that is not this experience. So in the morning, you awakening, then someone switched something on.
Yes.
That's the body. Second, split second, the body experience.
No, but no, I'd say the me, for most people, the me is switched on.
The me is switched on.
Yeah, because the body isn't switched on.
So the experience is switched on.
Yes, that's when the me is switched on, because, I mean, that's a bit theoretical now, but the body also lives at night. The heart is pumping, the brain is functioning. There is even hearing happening, that we wake up when there's a loud noise. So the body isn't really kind of in dead mode and suddenly it is in alive mode. That's actually quite ongoing. without a break, actually, one could say, apparently. So it's the me consciousness that wakes up in the morning and feels switched on. Oh, I'm awake. I'm here now. I haven't been here 5 minutes ago. But the body doesn't feel switched on. It just goes on living, apparently. Because sleeping is basically also living.
But it's a very body felt experience.
Hmm?
It's very body felt. Feels very switching on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the feeling of, oh, I'm born. Suddenly, out of nothing, I'm there. Me would say, oh, I woke up. And then probably everyone knows this. There can be a few minutes of just pure awareness until the story comes back. But the birth of the me started already with the awakening of awareness, so to speak. Something telling itself, I'm here. Something experiencing itself, saying, yeah, I'm awake. Now I'm conscious of myself. That's the illusion.
So without that story, reality is undefinable and undefined from the no perspective point you are talking about.
At any
Signaling
time.
yourself now.
Yes.
This is undefinable and undefined.
Yes.
Not only that you cannot define to us, but you live as undefined wholeness appearing. It's
Absolutely.
not moving, it's not going, it's not coming back, it's not even to say leaving is not exactly
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
Because it's a concept, even leaving. To
Yes.
leave is a concept.
Absolutely.
It's beyond living, it's before living.
Yes. And what I'm sharing is that this is the natural reality. Which is closer than experiencing. I'm not talking about concepts or stuff. It is like that. And it's very different from what the me thinks or dreams about. Of course. Yes, of course. It's unknowable, undefined. By being this, real and unreal, you know, we talked about it. It doesn't become a blurry, I have no idea thing. The distinct is the undefined. Yeah.
Alexis talks about not awakening but sleeping. This is when you fall asleep at night, you don't know the moment you. So this is not awakening but sleeping.
Seen from the me, yes.
And this like I had a big headache, and then you even notice when the headache is gone. Oh, my headache is gone. But yeah.
Yes.
Do you know, I think I have one thinking important. If my thinking is important, I am Sophie. You know?
Yeah, when there is seeking.
Sometimes
yes.
I want something.
Exactly. Want an answer. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't even know what is to think, because to think is an idea. Right?
Yes.
It is appearing that, well, that we call think because we know store and brain.
Yeah, but no one knows what thinking is. Yes, we have no idea. Only apparently, only in the appearance. We talk about thoughts as if they are real, but they never are.
It's so amazing that nothing's real.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's really amazing. So unexpected. So different from what the me thinks all its life. Yes.
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 Sometimes it feels like we're like falling, and then you expect, well, there's a floor, but it isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fear that at one point someone hits the ground painfully, but there is no ground.
Yeah, sorry if I go to a very silly, concrete and linear theme, but there is a theory in paleoanthropology which says that the reason why sapiens won on the Neanderthalensis were because Neanderthalensis has a lighter sense of me, and people, the adaptive strategy was to reinforce the me and to reinforce the sum of the me's,
the community,
a tribe,
yeah.
and so on. That's one. And then in the history, let's call it the groups with chiefs and commanders, an identity stronger with a me, with identity, collective or social or individual, one with the violence, with arms against the people that have less sense of me.
Yeah.
And now maybe we could say that now the me is useless, is not anymore
because
a survival mechanism.
Because
so we are here because it doesn't function anymore as an item of surviving against any other group. And so non-duality is just the new step of evolution in biology. So I'm joking, but it makes a sense that
no, I'd also
it's a disease now.
Well, I'd also be fine with being the avant-garde of mankind. I can't say anything against that.
There is a fun coincidence in that. I mean, in a way, now the me is a disease for many of us. If we speak of like a psychological way, we are not talking about that, I know, but I'm making this link. For many of us, the me is a burden, even if we want to fulfill our life with a better me. If we are here, we have tried a lot of shots and we failed to become the best version and to be loved by ourselves as fantastic needs. So this failure gets to the question, the very existential question, do I need to hold?
Do I still need to go on being me? Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what would be the point if the answer is yes? And what is the point if the answer is no?
Yeah.
There is no one.
There is no one.
There has never been anyone. But even if it would be like that, theoretically and conceptual level, it would just confirm the freedom to let go of it now. Yes, you don't need to be a me anymore. It's all right. It's all good.
I can talk for myself, but I heard a lot of people in these circles that the fear, the threatening is something very strong and real for the idea of losing you.
Absolutely.
You have that idea, but it's really painful because there is a fear, and like animal fear, like if they say you have terminal cancer, you have 2 days of living and you are completely shocked by.
Yes, that's how real and existential this illusion can feel. Absolutely. Yeah, the body isn't as much afraid of dying as the me is. Yeah.
Otherwise, there is no reason to refuse this message if it wouldn't be so frightening.
Absolutely, it's energetically frightening.
We could accept and maybe realize it's true, but the struggle is that we are really worried about.
Yes, it boils really down to this most existential question, fear, to the sense of existence itself, which for the person is everything, and that's why it's so afraid. Yeah. I don't know why or how, but that's what seems to be happening.
Andreas had that experience in his tale, when Andrea was reality, had fear, or it went smoothly.
It was rather smooth, and regarding fear and fear of death, I didn't have that much in my life. But of course, I was also a bit shocked when I noticed that it's about my life and not about some me illusion that's going to drop at some point for me. Yes. Oh yeah, of course, there is a fear of death. There was a wish to die, but also a fear of dying. Because of course, when I wanted to die, out of desperation, or I wanted it to all be over, of course, I was still hoping that it'll be over for me and that I'll be free afterwards. So. But all in all, compared to other stories, fear of death wasn't my main issue.
Because with the apparent the death of the me goes away, is wiped away. That world, story, family, universe, in a way,
the whole
is attached to all the ground perception of reality.
Exactly.
All the reality.
That's what.
To be human, to be.
Yes, that's what I mean. It wipes out reality itself. But the person is the sense of reality, and it's so dependent on there being a real world. Because it needs this real world to find fulfillment in it. And all the things that seem so valuable, the person really thinks, I'm already half fulfilled because I have a family, because I have a job, because I have an experience of the world. So yeah, it goes against everything the me thinks is worthwhile and important and meaningful.
Beloved people, beloved memories.
All the things where the person thinks I already gain things out of it. Maybe I didn't have complete fulfillment, but I already get a lot from life, from my friends, from my family, from the position I have, from the wisdom I have, from the insights I have, from the story. All those things already give me a lot. And now I'm supposed to let this all go.
In exchange of nothing, in exchange of.
For nothing.
Unknowable fear.
Exactly. That's how it would feel for the person. Because the person thinks all those things are real. And personal. As if I own them even. I mean, the owning would be, they are my experience. They are mine, part of my life.
So you should be a proof of the afterlife. Because your life still goes on. So you are our perspective and afterlife of the death. So you are sharing, don't worry, because when you die, life still lives.
Doesn't
beyond
look
your-
too bad. Energetically, I'm just holding your hand, cracking a few jokes, saying it's all right. That would be another description of these meetings. I know you're afraid, but it's all right. There is no one. Don't be scared.
It is the opposite of how we interpret the message for a long time.
The me has no idea at all about what we talk about.
Andreas, could you say that's because the me thinks we're here to help it along its path?
Yeah, the me thinks this is a personal message and that I'm guiding it into a more fulfilled future.
But you can't see it any other way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, don't expect anything else from the me. All right, so there is.
Sorry.
There is no one, there is no me. There's just this perfect, boundless freedom and love. Thank you.
Thank you.